Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're exploring ommetaphobia.
Mm-hmm.
It's this, well, intense fear of eyes. We've got info from Wikipedia and Psych Times to help us unpack it.
Right.
Our mission really is to get a handle on what this specific phobia is all about. So what exactly are we talking about here?
Well, at its heart, ommetaphobia, and yeah, sometimes it's called ommetaphobia or oculophobia. It's an irrational fear that's really zeroed in on eyes.
Irrational, okay.
Yeah, it's more than just, not liking eyes. It's a phobia where the idea or sight of eyes triggers some pretty major distress. Think of it as an outsized reaction that can seriously mess with someone's day-to-day.
Right, and the sources, they talk about how this fear actually shows up, like avoiding eye contact seems like a big one.
Definitely.
People might really struggle with that, and it sounds like trying to avoid it can, paradoxically, make the fear even stronger.
Exactly. That avoidance reinforces the fear. So when someone with ommetaphobia hits a trigger, and that could be anything, maybe direct eye contact, especially, say, during public speaking,
Oh yeah, tough one.
or even just the thought of having their eyes touched, like during an eye exam or putting in contacts,
Mm.
the reaction can be, oh, pretty intense. We're talking physical stuff, nausea, breathing really fast, sweating, and mentally just feeling panicked, like they're losing control. Sometimes it's actually severe enough to land someone in the hospital.
That's huge.
Hmm.
And it's not only about interacting with others' eyes, is it? The sources mentioned a fear specifically around eye injury.
That's right, a very specific focus for some. And, for people who also have social anxiety, facing eye contact can just ramp up all those existing anxieties. It layers on top.
Ah, okay. So it can make other conditions worse.
Precisely. It really shows how these specific phobias can intertwine with broader anxiety issues.
Yeah.
Now, thinking about the triggers themselves,
Yeah. What sets it off?
eye contact is common, like we said, but also touching the eye or having it touched that makes things like applying eye makeup or, yeah, getting eye exams incredibly difficult. Even the idea of getting something in your eye, like, sand at the beach or shampoo in the shower, that can be enough.
It's amazing how wide-ranging that is. The sources even mention things like eye masks or just pictures of eyes.
Yes. Or freak eyes, like on a doll or mannequin. It seems like the very concept of the eye itself can activate that intense fear response for some individuals.
It seems really fundamental then.
But what's really key here, I think, is the variability. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing.
How so?
Well, one person might be terrified of looking into someone else's eyes, but totally fine touching their own face near their eyes.
Okay.
While for another person, it's the exact opposite. The idea of anything near their own eyes is the major trigger. It's really, really personal.
That makes sense. Phobias generally are pretty individual, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
The sources also mentioned some related conditions. Scopophobia.
Yeah, scopophobia, the fear of being stared at. There's a pretty clear overlap there. You can see the connection. They also list other specific phobias, general anxiety disorders, and even trypophobia, which is the fear of patterns of holes, maybe some link to the visual aspect of the eye.
Interesting connections, maybe shared underlying anxiety mechanisms or something?
Possibly. While ommetaphobia is definitely its own thing, it often doesn't exist in isolation. It can show up alongside these other anxieties.
Okay, so summing it up, ommetaphobia is this really potent, varied fear, specifically about eyes. It leads to serious avoidance, potential panic,
Yeah, pretty severe reaction sometimes.
and triggered by a whole range of things. Actual eyes, pictures, the thought of them, and it can really complicate daily life and other anxieties someone might have.
That's a good summary. And, just think for a moment about how much we rely on eyes and eye contact in just, well, existing around other people.
Constant.
From just acknowledging someone on the street to having a meaningful conversation, you start to see the scale of the challenge someone with ommetaphobia might face. Even in what seem like the simplest interactions, it makes you think about the invisible hurdles people navigate every single day.